Hi, baby. And we're live.
Great.
You know, that's how Joe Rogan starts his shows.
And we're live.
He does no intro, nothing. He just starts the show.
Mhm.
That's how I'm going to start doing it. I'm just going to start yibber-yabbering.
What's up, dudes? Yeah. I'm going to talk like that.
All right.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
We got
so
a lot to talk
that's a
about
separate cough?
That's a separate call.
How are you feeling, by the way?
Not 100% yet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why'd you touch me?
I touched you. I touched you.
you know what? I got sneezed on the entire weekend, so, and coughed on.
I don't know if you're loud or that's just me, my headphones.
I haven't been able to control my voice lately.
Ah!
Hello! Hello! Do you remember that guy?
Who?
Hello!
What is that from?
Weatherman on Channel 9? Lord Lindsey Young?
No, I don't remember him.
I feel nuts because I was telling Vicky the other day about him, and she was like, "I don't remember this guy." And it was like, he's a local news anchor, local weatherman, and that was his thing. Go to just before we start, go to YouTube really quick and just type in
Weatherman?
Lord Lindsey Young. Hello,
1 2 1 2. Hey hey. All right. Lord Lindsey
Lloyd.
Oh, it's a Lloyd.
Lloyd Lindsey Young. Hello, and then I feel like you'll remember him.
It already comes up. I just put in Lloyd. He comes up.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be nippy in them Nar Hills tonight. Hello!
You don't remember this guy?
I do remember him.
They gave him like a little sound effect too sometimes.
All right.
Kind of looks like Unmasked Cain.
He does look like Unmasked Cain. He looks like a really weird Unmasked Cain, this guy. I'm 10 minutes from Sacramento. Hello, Sacramento. All right.
I just said no one cares.
Ah,
No
poor
one cares,
guy.
guys. I'm kidding.
All right.
I'm kidding.
All right.
Derek.
So, I got a question. How's the audio today?
Oh, it's great. What's up with my voice?
All right. Hey, Eric. What's going on? I'm going to tell you, I'm really struggling right now.
Yeah, you're not doing too well.
No.
Doesn't matter.
I'm in very bad shape.
Too much medicine or not enough?
Not enough medicine, baby.
Guys, how's everybody's reggae? What's up, Tim Anger?
Yeah, what's everybody's reggae today?
Give us your reggae numbers. Derek, we did miss you. We are going to talk about Matt Riddle and the very awkward interaction between him and Goldberg.
And that got deleted.
Did it?
Mhm.
On the documentary?
Yeah.
So stupid.
No, on digital.
Okay.
There was something with Goldberg and him, and it got deleted.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
What, the documentary?
Yeah.
I have not.
It's
No.
It's stupid. I'll be honest with you.
It
I'm
was
very
stupid.
Do
Do you think they're gonna fight like in real life?
I think not in real life, but I think in the ring. Yeah. Goldberg's gonna show up in NXT.
All right.
That's how they get the ratings.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. You guys ready? Sorry, boys and girls. MG Geek, if you could tweet Facebook that we're live, that'll be great. And we'll begin in 3. Oh, wrong camera. 3, 2, and 1. Hey, everybody, welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Sarah, and I'm joined by the bunt of my Hebrew national, Rich Stambolian.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Rich Stambolian.
Yeah, that's me.
How are you, Rich?
I'm good, man. How about you? Why'd you say my name like that?
I don't know.
It was very a little aggressive.
It was. I don't know why.
It
Came out weird.
slanderous. Yeah.
You think so? Rich
Zarian.
There's a lot of IANs in these last names.
What's up, man? I met a dude this weekend who's an actor, and I was like, "Hey, Armenian last name." He was like, "No, it's Farsi." I was like, "All right."
Yeah. Persian Jews. They have the IAN.
What's going on, man?
I am recovering.
Yeah.
I'm on the verge of health.
You were sick.
I was very sick, like dangerously sick.
I thought you were gonna have the IV today.
I had the IV.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
Just iced tea.
Yeah.
Very no sugar at all.
Really?
Just iced tea.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
I just need something. I need to hydrate. A lot's going on. I was very sick. You were at Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get the con or no?
The con. I mean, did I get conned at the con?
No. Did you get the virus? The con virus.
I didn't. I do feel.
Did you get Tony conned?
I got a little Tony conned. He bought my my soccer team. I own a soccer team, guys. The Flushing Fanatics.
They're not very good, but they're still a team.
It's me and Andrew and Deacon. And we're all goalies. I I feel I don't want to jinx it, but I did get coughed on a lot, breathed
Yikes.
on. I did get spittle on me a little bit, and I couldn't. I was telling Vicky the other day, I was like, I can't stop washing my hands. I can't stop washing my hands and my face when I get home. You know, but I do feel good. I don't think hopefully I don't get the con flu. You never know until like
You never know.
the next week.
It
you
takes
know?
like a good 5 days
yeah,
together.
and then when it gets a hold of you, ooh.
Was it a successful Comic-Con? Was this
Oh,
a
it
good
was
one?
awesome. This was a good one. This was really good.
Because you work, actually. You're not just going there for like just for fun. You're actually working.
I do. Like I work at the Dark Horse Comics booth. I do their photos. I hang out with them. I'm like their extra guy. You
Yeah.
know? So I was helping security. I was helping like where they needed it, etc. But for them it was an awesome con. For me, I got to see some cool stuff. I got to see some friends. I got some good deals.
Nice.
I got this cool Gideon Falls t-shirt.
I like that. Very cool.
Yeah, no, it was a good con. As far as wrestling goes,
there was wrestling, right?
a lot of fiends.
A lot of. Oh, really?
A lot of fiend
bad ones or
cosplays.
good ones?
A couple of lumpy ones.
Lumpy. They're always
A
lumpy.
buddy of mine did say, I sent him a couple of pictures, and he was like, yo, these dudes are mad Fraggle Rock. There were a lot of lumpy jokers from the new movie.
Always.
But
the new Joker, not the Heath Ledger Joker.
No,
We're on
no.
to the new one. Yeah.
this is
How about the like the New Age one from the Harley Quinn stuff?
no,
That Joker.
no Jared Leto Joker.
I hate that Joker.
It was 95% Hogan Phoenix Joker, lumpy Hogan Phoenix.
Little Zane
Jokers.
Jokers. That's what I call them.
But there was one dude, right? He had the full ensemble, chubby guy. Did a good job with the suit, vest, shoes, the whole nine. Except I'm so bad at like impromptu taking pictures of stuff because I don't want to be intrusive. This dude had red, white, and blue Ultimate Warrior face paint like smeared on his face.
Oh my god.
So it was like the Joker outfit and then like the eagle.
Oh my god.
And like it
That's
looked,
weird.
It looked so gnarly, and I didn't want to approach him because I'm like, I don't know if this guy's stable or not. A couple of Macho Mans,
Okay.
and then I believe on Thursday night they did the AEW panel.
Were you there for that?
I can't attend any panels while I'm working.
Okay.
But I did hear about it and see about it. I saw about it. Jericho was there, Jungle Boy, Moxley,
Yeah.
and Cody did a run-in. It
I
was
saw.
Pretty awesome.
I saw that. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Any really skinny Puerto Rican Shawn Michaels this year?
No.
Because that's always a common one.
No, but I did see.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yes.
The one guy.
Yeah. No, 100%. But I did see the ethnic spectrum of Stone Cold Steve Austin's, which I thought was pretty awesome.
You got a black Stone Cold?
Yeah.
Spanish Stone Cold?
I wish I took a picture with him. There was like an African American gentleman dressed full Mankind.
I like that.
Full face mask, the whole bloody shirt. It was awesome. Like I enjoy wrestling crossplay.
I love wrestling cosplay. because-
Crossplay also when it's like, who cares? Who cares if Stone Cold's white?
Who
You know?
cares? Yeah. Who cares? I want like a very ethnic Stone Cold, like an Eastern European Stone Cold,
Ooh.
and he says all the phrases backwards.
Like
Bottom line is, said so, Stone.
like whoop your ass, Stone
Yeah.
Cold says like that.
Yeah,
guy.
I want like my dad just reciting Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, but it was good.
Yeah.
Lots of wrestling stuff. Lots of wrestling figures getting like sold, which was cool. Not so much KO cosplays. Usually there's a lot of KO cosplays.
It was last year. There was a whole like the last 2 years, right? A lot of Kevin Owens cosplay.
Oh yeah.
It's just
yeah.
the fat dude with the basketball shorts.
I could do a Kevin Owens cosplay.
Everybody can.
In a
Yeah.
heartbeat. It's the easiest. It's the best. I do like the dudes who really go out of their way to do like a Coco Beware.
I told you I saw Kevin Owens in the city.
Yes.
I told you this.
Yeah.
Right by the Garden, and I honestly thought at first it was a fat guy in Kevin Owens cosplay, just wearing like the Kevin Owens thing. And the only thing that made me 100% it was him. He was with his wife, and this guy in a suit goes, "Holy shit, is that Kevin Owens?"
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, "I think so." He's like, "Oh man, he dresses like he wrestles."
Comfortable.
And he's a lot shorter than I thought.
Yeah, he's like maybe like 5'10".
Yeah, he's not like that much taller, but I was like,
Good.
just
Good presence on TV.
very good presence on TV, because in real life he's just like another guy walking down the street. I would have, if he wasn't in Kevin Owens cosplay, I would have never thought it was Kevin Owens.
You mean regular play?
Regular play.
Just dress whatever it is.
Yeah, but very cool.
Yeah, so it was a good weekend. And what was even cooler about it is like Wednesday night I had to go to do the preview thing. So Wednesday night I rushed home to watch AEW. Right? Friday night I rushed home to watch SmackDown. And you want to start with AEW?
Actually, I do, but I do want to say, I do appreciate all the effort you put in because you were working and you were tweeting.
Oh yeah, baby.
A lot. I admire that. Are you still on the wagon or you're off of it?
I don't know what that means.
I know you weren't drinking for a little bit.
Oh no, I'm still not drinking.
Okay, so I went 12 days. I had a beer on Saturday.
That's enough, yeah.
And I'm like, I just had like one beer. And then yesterday I had a sip of a Truly. So it's like weird. I think the Persian guy broke me. The potato made me sick, guys. I just want to tell you.
Shit.
It didn't hit me until like Saturday when I'm dying. I said, oh my God, this was the curse.
You got the time release potato.
I got the Persian dude cursed me with this potato. If you don't know the story, I'm going to edit this story and put it as its own video.
Please do.
I was poisoned by a Persian man that handed me a potato, and I didn't know what I was doing. Stranger danger was not a thing for me at that moment, and I accepted the boiled Persian potato, and it poisoned me.
Is that your thing? Is that your thing? Like that's like your one weakness where it's like, yo, don't show potato to Andrew.
The potato makes me weak. Yeah,
any potato.
Dude, I regret. I saw him, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I saw him yesterday.
Like doing this.
I saw the dude yesterday on the Long Island Railroad. I wanted to stop and talk to him because I wanted to know what the cure is for the potato. But he was like, I was going up the escalator at Penn Station, and he was like coming this way to go on. I was like, I'm not gonna wait and like harass this guy.
Hey, I ate your potato.
Nice to see you again. What was in that goddamn potato?
I thought you were gonna say, and then I saw him, and then two people passed in front of him, and he was gone.
And he was gone. Imagine if I kidnapped him and I brought him here, interrogated him live on the air.
I can't imagine you being a good kidnapper.
I'm a terrible kidnapper. I tell everybody.
Yeah,
I'm such a yenta. I tell everybody.
I could see you getting kidnapped. I can't see you kidnapping people.
I fear that I will get kidnapped one day. All right, let's talk about pro wrestling. Last week, let's start off with Raw. It was fine. It was a new set, the debut of the new set last week. Yeah, what do you think of the new set?
I like it, man.
It's cool.
People were taking such a furious, angry, hot dumps on it.
And all I could think of, out of all the things, here's one thing that I hate, right? I'm not going to go into politics, but this goes for politics too. When we, and life in general, right? This whole social justice stuff and the nuances of being offended by everything. If you are upset at everything, the real things that are genuinely making people upset don't even matter anymore. People were very upset over the set. I don't know what they expected. People were complaining that the pyro wasn't enough. It wasn't the same pyro. Just whatever. I thought the set looks good. They fixed that problem. Remember 2 weeks ago there was a weird problem with the video on Raw?
Yeah.
So I asked about this. And I got an answer. And actually, comicbooks.com used my quote.
Really?
Our buddy Ryan works there.
I ate a potato. Yeah.
He does a podcast actually that I'm a big fan of. So Ryan messaged. He's like, "Do you know anything about this?" I'm like, "Actually, I do, because I just got off the phone with them."
Cool.
It wasn't a problem. Everybody assumed it was a new cameras that they're going to be implementing. Had nothing to do with cameras.
That's what I thought it was.
Okay, nothing to do with cameras. What it was the way that the feed was being encoded back to the network.
Oh, interesting.
It had nothing to do with the camera. Now, SmackDown, on the other hand, has a tremendous problem with the video quality, which we'll talk about when we get to SmackDown. So I do want to say they fixed that problem last week from 2 weeks ago. I thought last week's presentation looked really good. This week, however, Raw was... I don't even have words about Raw, which we'll get to. Let's talk about AEW quickly. I thought they came off looking... And by the way, let me just... Rich and I are not... We don't pick sides with wrestling.
We're not haters.
We're fans of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, we actually genuinely appreciate all aspects of wrestling.
Absolutely.
Except I'm not crazy about the hardcore stuff, like the CZW bloodbath stuff.
I think
not
that's
my
the
deal.
only thing.
That's not my deal, like the fluorescent light tubes and stuff. But
Yeah.
whatever. I don't go and crap on it. Sometimes, but not always. If we're talking head-to-head, NXT and AEW, I would say NXT had the better wrestling product. and AEW had the better presentation and show.
I agree. It's fit. You know what? How about this?
Tell me.
We can agree to disagree.
Okay.
All encompassing, when you take both shows in together, the plus and minuses, it was very 50-50. You know what I mean?
Yes, when you talk about like, okay, presentation here, match quality here, I do think NXT had a far better wrestling show.
Yes.
But here's the problem with NXT, and I said this a while ago. They have to leave Full Sail.
You want them to tour?
They have to. It looked so low rent. Comparing it to, and by the way, AEW is not going to look like this every week. Remember, AEW was in front of 17,000. That building is a 19,000 person building, whatever, 15,000, 16,000, whatever the number was. I think it was 14.5. Second biggest crowd. Actually, that's the biggest crowd they've ever had in their history so far. Probably one of the largest crowds in the last 20 years for a non-pay-per-view event.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
They did a great job.
It looked so good, production-wise.
Also, they learned all their lessons that they needed with the live pay-per-views.
Live pay-per, yeah.
It came out flawless, and I believe the show actually, because Tony Khan timed it, it ran under schedule, which is great.
Which is always good. Rather be under than over.
So here's the thing, which I thought was weird. While we were tweeting the shows, I noticed that you said, listen, NXT really needs to step up their production value as far as the lighting goes.
Yes.
You got dumped on.
Did I?
By
I didn't even
all
see
these
it.
like NXT weirdos
What were they
who were
saying?
like, yo, shut up. You need to, what are you doing? What are you talking about? Why are you hating? Like,
I didn't even
all
see
the
it.
NXT stands who were like, yo, NXT rules. And you made a logical and astute observation of, listen, AEW's production is
blew them out the water.
Very competitive with
WWE.
what's going on Raw and SmackDown. It's beautifully well lit. The intros are good. You know what? That stage could use a little bit of work. I'm not a big fan of the chandelier, but I do like the two tubes.
That's fine.
You know?
Yeah.
Camera work looks great. They got guardrails. It looks good.
It looked good.
The crowd was hot for it.
Very hot.
NXT is...
Crowd was as hot for NXT also, by the way.
Absolutely. But the crowd, both crowds are hot. But the thing with NXT, I think the beautiful thing about it is it's still, quote unquote, developmental.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean, like, they don't need to put a lot of production into it. You know what I mean?
By the way, I just want to say,
action is there.
Those people that were crapping on me on the lighting, if you watch the live show, I was doing a live watch along for both shows. I fixed their lighting problem.
Oh, yeah?
Do you know that?
No.
I know one of the main guys in production over there. Same with AEW. I've become friends with a lot of these guys because a lot of them come from the digital side of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And everything had a green...
shot of that?
That one? The King of New Media?
The King of New Media? Yeah.
Steppin' Out Magazine crowned me the King of New Media 10 years ago. I just want to let you guys know.
This is what I stare at. I wish you had a graphic of this poster. There's a giant poster on the wall of Andrew in a king costume with two babes. And
they're both dead, by the way, those babes.
No.
Yeah, both died of a drug overdose.
No.
Yeah.
Did you drug them?
I drugged them.
The King of New was right after the photo
Right
shoot?
after the photo shoot.
You were like, ladies, I
Take
have
this.
something for you.
They're both dead, yeah.
Wow.
So I want to say, on the air, I'm doing a live watch along. I'm like, everything looks a little green here. Because it had a green film.
Yeah.
Until Johnny Gargano came out. I texted him, I'm like, dude, what's up with the green shot? And he goes, thanks. About 15 minutes later.
No green shot.
No green shot
Nice,
anymore. People have to be honest. Like, it's fine if you like something, but it's also fine to say, like, they could do better.
Yeah. I think they could do better.
If this is no longer developmental. You're going on USA. You got beat in the ratings.
Yes.
Okay? AEW is not going to do 1.4 every week. I hope I'm wrong. By the way, I was happily wrong about the ratings. Happily wrong. I had predicted under 1 million with going up against NXT. I had always predicted 750,000. That was my number.
I said 1.2.
You said 1.2 million. I was happily shocked at that number. With the replay, they did about 1.8 million. But what really matters is the key demos.
Yeah.
The key demos is what matters because they did a tremendous 18 to 34.
Yeah.
Tremendous number.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what they look for. It's not so much the 1.4 million. It's the key demos that these companies are looking for because there could be growth in those key demos. So NXT, they put on a way better wrestling show. But overall, how are you going to compete? If I'm, forget about us. If I'm a new viewer, right? If I'm a P2, if I'm a casual viewer, and I hear there's this war happening, they're going back to back, and I put on AEW, and I put on NXT, what am I going to say?
Ooh, I think that depends on what you like. Because NXT's presented...
First impression, boom. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it, boom.
You're going to go probably with the brighter and more colorful
of course.
AEW. I do like that NXT's doing like that grim and gritty approach, which separates it from everything else, which also is taken from Ring of Honor and Beyond. You know, a lot of stuff that they did in Beyond is put on NXT television. You know what I mean? Just like a lot of the nuances. They really stepped it up with the in-ring action. I think it's also like, again, like I said, WWE knows exactly what they're doing. So they probably, I'm sorry, to preface that statement, Raw and SmackDown look completely homogenized. Raw this week after the pay-per-view, it was like, I didn't watch the whole thing. I kind of fast forward through a bunch of it because I was like, what am I looking at? You know, it's too like, it's not too much sensory overload, but it's like, it's too much nothing.
What, Raw?
Yeah.
Well, this week especially.
Yeah, I wasn't getting anything out of it, and I just like lost interest. But WWE knows what they're doing as far as NXT goes because one, they're concentrating on those
less
ratings.
Hands also. It goes through less hands.
Less hands. They issued that weird passive aggressive statement congratulating them last week.
It's we're pacing ourselves or something. Listen, I think it's going to go back and forth. I don't think AEW is going to beat them every week. I think this is going to be a back and forth.
Yeah.
Depending on what's happening. NXT having Finn Balor there now.
Dude, Finn Balor, attraction.
Huge.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's not the only one.
Right.
There's more coming.
I think this week you're going to get a couple of new guys showing up on there. And here's my theory. You didn't watch that 30-minute awful Goldberg documentary, right?
I did not,
okay.
No.
So it was like the road to Goldberg Mania or whatever, and it basically alluded how he effed up at Crown Jewel and wanted to redeem himself. And it's basically the same nonsense that you heard from him.
And I think he did redeem himself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's also the same nonsense that you heard from him like leading up to the Brock stuff where he was like, I'm an old man. It hurts to train. You know? Great. That's cool. And then at one point, Riddle's like, oh, hey, dude, didn't know I was going to run into you. And he's like, yeah, I know. Twitter, huh? And then Riddle's like, yeah, bro. And then Goldberg's like, I'm not your bro. It was like that scene in South Park. You know?
Do you think it's a work or do you think they generally don't like each other?
Complete work. Yeah. I think Riddle's smart enough to respect Goldberg. But I think Riddle is also like an MMA nerd and a wrestling nerd. And I think that's where the contention comes in. I'm sure they had a sit down together and we're like, hey, this is this is this, because Goldberg's one of those athletes that like if he doesn't want to do something or doesn't like anybody, he's not going to do it, you know? So for him to have that weird canned interaction with Riddle, I guarantee you ratings coup, guarantee you Goldberg shows up at NXT at some point.
Listen, that's a huge ratings coup.
Pops that crowd.
But also, I think this is interesting for them because I have a lot of stuff that I was told, so I gotta put my mind together. We were Rich and I were gonna do an outline, but my day yesterday got so long, and it's been such a crazy ride. So I'm gonna probably go back and forth on stuff. I was told that they're gonna also use NXT to see how much star power people actually have.
Yeah.
To be able to pop the rating, like the whole Rock thing. Rock could bring 500,000 to 1 million people to TV. Roman Reigns could bring about 350,000 people to TV. When he's on.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, these are genuine numbers that they measure, and they are doing quarter ratings again. This is something that stopped. They weren't providing these numbers. Now quarter ratings are happening again.
So fascinating.
Yeah, because they want to find out which segments work and what doesn't.
It's super interesting, too, on how, like, how the numbers work with this stuff. Because you have 3 hours of Raw on Monday, you have 2 hours of NXT on Wednesday, and you have another 2 hours of programming on Friday, and that's 7 hours of just WWE wrestling on TV. Never mind what's on the network. Now, I think the USA thing with NXT and AEW is very interesting. I wouldn't even call it a war, but I definitely, from WWE's perspective, I think it's let's put this fire out before it gets bigger. And also, what I think is interesting is how between Jericho and Moxley, everybody who they locked in on new contracts,
Yeah.
because of these two dudes, are getting way more money.
Oh, of course. I mean, listen, the whole industry's changed for these guys tremendously. So let's. I want to talk about AEW. I thought there were a number of issues with booking wise on that show.
Not enough Orange Cassidy.
Not enough Orange Cassidy. The whole concept that it wasn't a DQ, that Dean Ambrose showed, that Moxley showed up.
Yeah.
That was weird, but fine. I think the ending was pretty cool.
That was great.
They made Jake Hager.
Whatever.
Hager.
Does he do it for you?
You know what? I would have said no. He looked great.
He did look great.
I think he's a really good guy.
Yep.
We work with him for Capital Wrestling. He did this event for virtually no money. Because it was for a charity. It was for a good cause. I got to kind of know him a little bit more. I think he's a really nice guy.
He's a good get for them, but that's the only thing is, like, does he carry that stigma of making this WWE light? You know?
Listen, they have
From
the
a fan's
perfect 10 there. They have the perfect 10 there.
Great.
So if people are excited about him, how could they not be about
Well, I think
Swagger going there?
not to cut you off, but I do think people are excited for the perfect 10 because he wasn't given his due. Right? Swagger was a multiple-time champion.
Do you think Sean Spears is a top guy? I don't think so.
I think he could become a top guy.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because listen, there are guys like Moxley was a top guy.
Yeah.
Okay? Cody's an anomaly. Cody, he's a top guy because everything is centered around him at this point.
He could float.
Anywhere in the card. But he was given, like, there was so much happening in that position that he was in. Sean Spears was there for 10 years.
Yeah.
They didn't see it for 10 years. And you know how many people have to not see it for you to sit there for 10 years? He didn't even have a chance. There's something that was missing.
Yeah.
I think he'll have a better positioning in AEW, but he's not going to go above the mid card. He's not going to be a world title contender.
I disagree with that. I think the magic of AEW is taking these guys that were kind of like the misfits and putting them in the spotlight. You know, like the end of that show had you really looking at, like, Sammy Guevara is a great example. You know?
Yeah, but Sammy's unknown. You know what I mean? Like, he's still unknown to most people.
Right, but I'm saying, like, he closed out a primetime debut on the stage with Chris Jericho.
Yeah, all these guys did.
You know, like all these guys did. I think that's huge. MJF, you know, another dude. You know, like like if you think about the fact that this is their first time on like real TV, like national television, everybody did such a great job.
Yeah,
you know, Hangman, Pac. That's old news for Pac.
Pac.
Old news for Pac. Like he's been on TV, and now it's kind of like he's fitting into a new group.
You know, I kind of forgot about him as far as like his positioning there. This guy's going to be contending for the title. Yep. He's going to be a top guy there.
Hangman, another guy.
Hangman
looked great on TV.
He did.
You know, I think the Jericho faction, I hope there's a name for it. It also makes you appreciate the fact that there's only 2 hours of wrestling from this company a week. You know, so you can watch it, absorb it, and then be excited.
Well, we're getting the dark matches also on Tuesday nights.
That's fine. That's like a little extra. But just 3 hours of Raw where you're kind of spinning your wheels and you're like, yo, this kind of blows right now, you know? And also like that, I don't know what the hell happened with like WWE is an anomaly in and of itself, because I think they're taking that weird corporate route of like, well, we don't really have to do anything, but let's just get the fans excited with the thought of us doing something.
Yeah.
You know, like Pyro's back.
I know. And does it do anything for you, the Pyro?
It does.
It does it make the show better for you?
No, I think it definitely hypes me up when it's, I'll give you a good example. Edge's entrance.
Okay, cool.
Batista's entrance.
Okay, yeah.
Right? You know, Christian's entrance.
So,
Alberto Del Rio's entrance.
You brought up Edge.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand by the report that he's getting cleared. I spoke to somebody, and the last I know, he is medically cleared.
Ooh, one more match.
He denied it. Now, Medically cleared to do what? I don't know. He's medically cleared to be in action
Medically
in the
cleared
ring.
to be an announcer.
You know what I mean? Like, he's
Yeah.
medically cleared to do stuff in the ring. I'm not saying I don't know as far as I'm not going to speculate on wording again, because the last time I was wrong on when I speculated and I tried to fill in the blanks. Let's see what else. I like the AEW show. I thought it was a solid first show. Let's see where the momentum goes.
Yep. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Let's say Edge does return.
Yeah.
Who would you like to see him go against?
That's
Give
a
me
great
three.
question because he's been gone for a while.
Matt, but think about this. People always forget Edge. Great promo,
Phenomenal. Yeah.
great look, great in-ring.
He's fascinating because he was a top guy in a weird era.
He took the ball and ran with it.
Yeah, but he was there and he was their guy for like it was a couple years and he was doing the rated R superstar stuff on
So
Raw.
good.
He was a real good heel.
Yeah.
And then he went to SmackDown and he had that feud with Taker and he did all that stuff,
Yeah.
but I feel like he disappeared for a little bit.
Okay.
That was during a time that like people really weren't watching SmackDown.
Yeah, yeah.
Like during his title run. I think he I mean, listen, him, Daniel Bryan, him and AJ Styles, him and R-Truth.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Just Edge just gets the 24/7
Yeah.
title. I would love to see but at this point, would you bring him back as a heel or a face?
I would bring him back. He's going to come back as a face.
I'd want him to face the
Yeah.
Canadians. Sammy, KO. The SmackDown debut was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. I thought the overall presentation for SmackDown was a home run. They made it feel different. It felt like a Fox production.
Yeah.
Like if you watch football, this is what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
They had Aaron Andrews there. They had, it's Fox everywhere.
Big
They
time
made-
feel.
Big time feel. They made it feel really awesome. Again, I want to see them keep the momentum. Production-wise, I don't like how the quality
Really?
looks.
Ooh, I liked it.
No. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
the production. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the feed.
Oh,
Because Fox is 720p.
okay.
Okay, so when you're watching on TV, it's 720p 60.
Okay. Can you explain what that means to people?
It's 720. It's not full HD.
Yeah.
Fox, ABC, ESPN don't do full HD.
Now, why?
Because technically the old thing was, higher frame rate. Because, first of all, for TV, you can't do 1080p on cable,
Okay.
on television. It's 1080i. So 720p 60 is as good as 1080i 60. That's just how it is. Okay, I'll let you get that argument.
Sure.
Fine, we could talk about this, but no, it's not. But it is. Fine. You have all these digital feeds.
Yeah.
You could do 1080p on your digital feeds.
Yeah.
It looked like shit.
Do you want 4K?
I would love 4K, but nobody's doing 4K.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, football was in 4K for the first time a couple of weeks ago on Thursday. But it's not really 4K. It's upscaled 4K, so nobody's still doing 4K.
Mm-hmm.
It's just 1080p. It's 1080p HDR upscaled to 4K.
Mm-hmm.
So the argument is interlaced versus progressive, but when you have a digital feed, when a lot of people are watching on YouTube TV,
Mhm.
which has full capability of doing 1080p 60, or you're watching on Fox's app, there's no excuse why you're not encoding that at 1080p 60.
Right.
No
Okay.
excuse at all. Zero. It's just, they haven't even, it's just the way that things are. They don't want to change it.
Mhm.
They're going to have to change it because it looked terrible.
What's AEW broadcasting?
1080p.
Okay.
Well, no, it's for TBS is 1080i.
TNT.
TNT is 1080i 60,
Mhm.
but the digital feed was 1080p
Okay.
because I watched on YouTube TV. It was 1080p. So is USA Network 1080p.
Mhm.
So they got to fix that. It really bothered me because it didn't look right to me.
Are you the only podcaster who talks wrestling and
Tech?
tech?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I am. I'd like to find out if there's others like me out there.
No,
No.
I don't think so. No potato.
I thought
dudes.
The Rock was phenomenal.
Oh,
I
The
think
Rock's
it
always
was like four. It was over 4 million people watched that segment.
Him and Corbin and Becky had oddly great chemistry. Corbin, we've always been behind him since NXT. I do think he cuts a very similar promo to Kurt Angle.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they have like almost the same delivery. And in my head, I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Where, like he's a good heel. His antics are very similar to Angle's heel antics, in which like Corbin is definitely okay with making an ass of himself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm weird about him. There are weeks that I'm like, he's kind of getting it, and then other weeks I'm like, eh.
The Rock's promo was great. Becky's promo was great. I liked how they both wiped the floor with
Corbin,
and then The Rock disappeared.
Yeah, he just left.
He jumped in a plane. Went back to
question.
Fast and Furious.
Where was Austin, and where was Taker? They were both advertised.
Austin got drunk backstage.
He wasn't even there.
No. Well, Taker just said he was like.
They told him they don't need you.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Crazy.
What did you think of the premiere overall?
I thought the overall premiere was exactly what they needed to do.
I really enjoyed that KO match.
Oh, dude, it was great,
Yeah.
that Shane KO match.
Yeah.
It was. I can't believe that guy is 50 years old and he's killing himself like that. He's not even a wrestler.
Yeah.
He's never been a wrestler. He's always been a part-time guy.
I think there's something to be said about that style of wrestling, because KO, as much as people loved him in Ring of Honor, he always wrestled a quote-unquote WWE style.
Yeah.
Right? So he had a really good transition into the ring. And this was, for the most part, a very Attitude Era style match. And you can do a lot of cool dynamic stuff. And I think that translates very well to TV, as opposed to, and I'm going to say something controversial here,
Yeah.
as opposed to like a guy like Seth Rollins, who is the blandest / most talented guy on the roster, right? How could KO deliver, right? And I'm just talking about on the surface, aesthetically, people aren't fans of KO. A lot of people aren't.
It's like his look.
His look, right?
Okay.
His in-ring ability is second to none, right? For him to have that caliber, continuously having matches with Shane that are awesome, why is that happening? And why do I not care about Seth Rollins?
That's a great question. Let's talk about Seth. Well, when we talk about the pay-per-view, I do want to talk about it.
Please.
What'd you think of the ending
of the pay-per-view?
No. Of SmackDown. Brock beats Kofi Kingston in 7 seconds. So I'm going to tell you the logic here. Why they did that?
Please.
The logic is they protected Kofi.
Sure.
Because in combat sports, flukes happen.
Right.
You could, take a misstep and knock the guy out and you just beat him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just set up the rematch because you still don't know what it would have been if he got one in.
Mm-hmm.
That was the logic here. Because anything could happen in combat sports.
Great.
And Kofi just happened to get caught. He did a flying knee, technically, or whatever he was trying to do, and he just caught him and killed him. I had no problem with ending it that way.
Yeah.
I understood why they did it. A lot of people were very upset. They said it was racially motivated.
Racial.
Why they have to do it that time. It had nothing to do with race. It had nothing to do with it. They were telling the story that Brock Lesnar is a legitimate. If you're watching this and you see Brock Lesnar and you see Kofi Kingston and you're just channel surfing, you're going to believe a back and forth. I'm just telling you what their logic was.
Sure.
You're going to believe a back and forth between this 150-pound guy and this monster?
No, I'm going to believe what I said to myself when they announced the deal with Fox. And I believe I said it on the air too, where I was like, oh, Kofi's a champion going into Fox. The black dude's losing.
The black dude's losing. That's what a lot of you. I think that was funny.
Listen, man, I think there's weight to that to a certain extent.
I don't see the weight. Honestly, I think they would have killed anybody else that had that title. It didn't matter who it was. He was just a stand-in. Listen, the reality is Kofi had a 180-something day run with that title.
Yeah.
It was a great feel-good story. He had great matches.
Mm-hmm.
He had very good matches in the beginning. As he did step up his game, it just went nowhere. People were not going to see Kofi Kingston as world champion. They just weren't.
I begrudgingly agree with a little bit of that. I do think that it was not me personally, I don't think they should have taken that belt off of Kofi. I think they should have, because like Brock's not going to be on SmackDown every week, right? My thing, I feel like it would have been cool if, Brock picks him up for the F5. All of a sudden, you hear Ray's music.
Cain comes in.
Brock turns around. It's Cain. Kofi gets the roll up, right?
And beats Brock.
And beats Brock. Kofi gets that title, runs out. Velasquez shows up. Brock did a. Let me tell you something. For the people that hate Brock Lesnar, I understand
He
it.
did such a good job with this.
But the dude knows how to play ball. The guy, for a guy who looks like he's sculpted from granite, he's an attraction, right? Versus Cain Velasquez, who is not the most muscular guy in the world.
The dude is in real good shape, though.
Great shape.
He's like a normal. That's what you look like if you're not a bodybuilder and you're in good shape.
Great fighting shape.
Yeah, great fighting shape.
Right? Dude's in great shape. Brock cowering, being who he is, looking the way he does, cowering, not knowing what's going on, taking the beating. And then they work very well together, which I'm very pleasantly surprised by. You know? Cain's punches look pretty good.
His facials were great. How he was terrified of him. I listen. Would I have booked that match the way that it was?
Mm-hmm.
No. I understand where they were going with it. The same way that it's almost the same discussion as the main event for that pay-per-view, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they wrote this out and they said, "This is what we're gonna do. This is why we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the cause. This is the reason." You're like, okay, you know what? It kind of makes sense if I tell you that they're treating this event as a fighting sport. It's Brock Lesnar. He's an MMA guy. Cain's coming in. He's an MMA guy. We kind of want to make this feel a little bit more real.
Right.
And we're just going to have him get caught by him. So that story's still there that, what would have happened if he didn't do that move?
Yeah.
And he actually tried to lock up. Maybe he would have had a competitive match. Maybe he could have beat Brock Lesnar if he did something.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to go somewhere else. I'm just curious where it's going to go.
Now, does Cain take the title off of Brock?
Oh, that's a great question. It's going to happen in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, boy.
Cain, by the way, needs to get surgery. His knee is not good.
Cain Velasquez.
Yeah. Did you see my tweet? I wrote.
Gotta be Cain.
I said Cain, not Kane.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
People like that. They pop for that.
I think, did they even mention the words of Saudi Arabia, or are they just saying the next Crown Jewel?
At Crown Jewel. Yeah, at Crown Jewel.
How do you feel about Hogan versus Flair?
Dude, I really thought they were going that way for 2 seconds. I was like, oh my God, are they going to do Hogan versus Flair with some schmaz? Flair was belligerent last Monday. Not saying he was drunk belligerent, but just he's always belligerent on the mic.
Yeah.
He's so good. So you're going to get Cain Velasquez
versus
Brock Lesnar in Saudi Arabia.
When is that?
Halloween.
It's on the 31st?
31st.
It's like a Tuesday.
At 2 p.m.
Really?
Yeah. No, it's a Thursday.
Okay.
Halloween, I believe, is a Thursday. Yeah.
I got to look this up.
Yeah.
Hang on. Saudi.
Happy Halloweeny.
I can't spell today.
Saudi.
Yeah,
it's a Thursday.
Arabia.
And we have Matmen that day, so I don't know what we're going to do.
Jewel. We should do a later Matmen.
You want to do a watch-along?
Do a watch-along. Ooh, that would be great.
In Halloween gear?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let's do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hang on. When?
October 31st.
That's so weird. How do you feel about the Tyson Fury?
We'll get to that too. So Tyson Fury, dude, it's so weird what they're doing.
It's very bizarre.
Tyson Fury is a fascinating guy because he really doesn't have a lot of draw power in the States. He's huge in the UK.
Yeah, well,
but
obviously.
His last fight did miserable as far as the gate went.
I think he's a great heavyweight champ, though. I love
phenomenal talker.
I miss heavyweight boxing.
I do miss heavyweight boxing. Me too. Listen. He's gonna do whatever he's gonna do. It's fascinating how these real pure athletes look like shit as far as their bodies go compared to WWE guys. It's fascinating to me because he's all flabby. He's not that great.
Well, it's because obviously you know what it is. It's they're not glamming up for TV.
They're glamming up to fight.
They're just I got to beat this dude up right now. That's what you look like when you have to fight for a living.
Tyson versus Braun at Crown Jewel is going to be the match. So you're going to get another athlete versus pro wrestler. This combat sport thing is playing a huge part in this. This is Fox was happy with this, and the plan for Saudi Arabia, they were happy with this. So whatever, it is what it is. I don't really know what to say about this on how it's going to play out. It could possibly be a great match, that Cain match.
Sure.
But Cain only has like 2 matches.
Yeah.
He's really never he hasn't really wrestled much, and Tyson Fury has never wrestled.
Yeah.
So
But that's gonna be like a butterbean situation, right?
you know what I would love to see?
Butterbean.
Yes. I think this would be great if it leads to more of Brock Lesnar's possible MMA like opponents coming in.
Like the AOP?
Yeah. No, like possible like actual MMA like UFC guys
Like George
coming
St.
in.
Pierre?
Like George St. Pierre.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Who's their world champion right now? I forgot.
Who?
Is it Stipe? Yeah, it is Stipe. Stipe Miocic is the champion right now.
Uh-huh.
I don't think Stipe is going to come in. But I do think Daniel Cormier would come in. Imagine a Cormier comes in at Saudi Arabia and he does a run-in. And then you set up Daniel Cormier versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That'll be the Mania match because he's retiring.
Is he
Cormier,
really?
Cormier loves WWE.
I know he's a big
Loves wrestling.
he's a big mark. You know who I would love to see have a transition into pro wrestling? It might be too soon right now. Israel Adesanya.
Oh, dude, the guy loves wrestling too. He does the Batista thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know he called out John Jones, and I think he'll beat him. But I'd love to see that dude on WWE television.
Overeem, bring in Overeem now.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know what? We should get Deacon on to talk about MMA because he's really way more into MMA than WWE stuff.
Is he really?
Wrestling. Yeah, tremendous. He's like unbelievable with that
Is
stuff.
he an encyclopedia of MMA?
He is, yeah. He just looks at Frank Shamrock photos constantly.
I love you, Tank Abbott.
So let's talk about this pay-per-view.
Wow.
Oh, boy, this pay-per-view. They had 4 matches announced before the pay-per-view went on.
Wait, the Hell in a Cell?
Hell in a Cell.
Hell.
They had 4 matches announced. I
You okay?
I'm trying to piece this together. So I was told 3 finishes for that main event.
Okay. 1.
I don't want to say what they were.
2.
1 had to do with a kidnapping.
Cool. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Another one had to do with an actual live set of the Firefly Funhouse.
Cool.
Okay. This was the best ending that they had.
Ugh. Can we go through the card?
Yes, let's go through the card and I'll get to that finish.
Oh my god. All right. Natalya defeated Lacey Evans. That was like a pre-show match. Lacey Evans.
She's improving, man.
She's gotten a lot better. She
People are
looks
crapping
great.
on her. I don't know why. She's looking really good.
She's looking good physically and in the ring. Like,
yeah.
She's really fine-tuning that character. Becky Lynch versus Sasha. I would say this was probably match of the night, right?
Yeah. 100%. It was a really good match.
20 minutes.
By the way, Sasha's hurt.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is though.
Sasha and Bray got banged up over the weekend. Daniel Bryan and Roman beat Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. 16 minutes tornado tag match. Big dudes versus big dudes. That's great. I consider Daniel Bryan a big dude. He's very stout.
Daniel Bryan did very good in that match, making everything believable. I thought that match was pretty good.
Randy versus Ali was okay.
Yikes, that was weird.
But I think I think this is Randy wanting to work with new people.
Dude, Randy's so perfect in the ring.
He's awesome.
And all you see is he's so boring. And I'm like, I understand why you think he's boring, but everything that guy does has meaning.
He's so smooth.
So smooth.
He looks amazing. Also, he does a really good job of protecting himself and also putting the other guys over.
Yeah, dude, he's so big compared to everybody.
Yeah.
Like it's like they took him out of storage and they just put him in there.
Yeah.
He just doesn't fit this era, but he's so perfect as far as top to bottom, in-ring psychology, knowing how to do the moves, making the moves matter, selling it properly. It's crazy when you look at him and you see what like other top guys do in the company, and it's so different.
It is apart from like his extracurricular activities online.
Oh, he got pissed drunk.
Yeah.
And he started talking about how great AEW is.
But he did say that he wants to work with Sammy Guevara, which is great. He is fantastic.
Beautiful skin.
He has more presence. Like, for a guy his size, he's 6'5". He has more presence than a Braun Strowman, who is who has like 5 inches on him.
Yeah.
You know, which I
Yeah.
mean, like he's from a different era.
Listen, it's that it factor, right? We talk about it all the time. Like some people just have it. Randy has it.
Yeah.
But by the way, with me saying that, I'm not crazy about Randy Orton matches. Like I get it. I get why they're so good. Like when I watch it, I'm trying to appreciate wrestling. I'm like, man, this guy's great. But I feel like he doesn't fit in anywhere properly anymore. He doesn't have a guy he fits with anymore.
Because I think him and Joe would have a great program.
Yeah, I think that's yeah.
Kabuki Warriors beat Alexa and Nikki for the tag belts. I really enjoyed this match. I think it's a good transition for the title, and also this is good legacy building for that title. The lineage of it's very good.
Muda missed.
Love it. Big fan. I popped. Viking Raiders and Braun Strowman beat AJ, Luke, and Anderson by disqualification. That was okay.
Yeah.
Chad Gable beat King Corbin. That's okay. I'm done with watching these guys wrestle. Charlotte Flair beat Bayley to be the 10th time women's champion. Not the best match in the world. That was okay. I do think, and I'm going to ask you this. This is how I feel. I want to know how you feel. I think Charlotte should go.
I feel good. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm glad about that. What's your reggae?
It's not all the way. I'm like at like a 425.
All right, you're at 420.
420 reggae.
I think Charlotte should leave the company and wrestle everywhere else, and then come back with a big return.
Who's she gonna wrestle?
It doesn't matter. She can go to Impact. She can go to AEW. She can do some juicy stuff in Japan. I think she needs to leave for a bit and come back and get refreshed.
Why?
Charlotte.
Why do you say that?
10 times already, and she's been on the
she's gonna
roster
be 20
for like,
times. She's gonna be a 20-time world champion.
It's been like 4 years maybe on the main
Yeah.
roster. So like, I think she needs a little bit of a break from WWE.
Well, I was.
As a fan, that's my
Hold
perspective.
on. Can I say this?
You can say it.
I was told that the time for Charlotte, they don't. She's not going to be wrestling in her 40s. Okay, so they're rushing this story that they want to tell for her because they feel like she is going to go away for a little bit.
Future GM.
I don't know. I don't. But she'll always be there. But I think she is going to pull back from in-ring stuff a little bit, little by little. That's why this is so rushed to get her to this like weird number that they have. By the way, Ric Flair now is recognized as a 17-time world champion.
Is that fact?
It's no longer 16.
Is that
17?
Fact, or
yes.
Was that a miscue on
no,
the graphic?
I was told it is not a miscue.
Okay.
I was told it is not a miscue.
And
they found a win somewhere that they're accepting.
Probably one of the Puerto Rican belts.
Well,
that they discounted.
He's a 20-time. If I were to say, I would say a solid 20-time world champion.
I think it was 23.
It's up to 20. Yeah, it could be up
yeah.
to 24. I've heard.
Yeah,
depending on those like weird town switches. Because remember, he would do those drops in like a small town,
right?
To put the NWA territory over, and then he would do whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the Japanese drops.
Yeah,
that they're maybe adding now. I don't know. So we'll figure that out. I gotta ask more about that. Sorry, go ahead.
So so far the pay-per-view was okay, and then you get to the main event, which I was very much looking forward to. Right, 17-minute main event.
I was looking forward to that thing tremendously.
Too much red. Number one.
Oh boy.
Between the cell and the red light, I think if they just kept the cell regular color and then did the red gel, that would have been okay. But A, too much red. B, it was all right. It wasn't my favorite Hell in the Cell. It was not very memorable. But that ending, man, left the crowd
so mad,
pissed off. My favorite reaction clearly was X-Pac doing the watch along. And you can see everybody in that room was just like,
yikes.
Don't say anything.
And X-Pac said it.
Don't say anything, X-Pac. And why would you get a DQ or a ref stoppage in a Hell in a Cell match? It makes zero sense. When I say Hell in a Cell, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
Unruly. Okay. Anything goes.
Just unruly. My thing is Taker throwing Mankind off the cell, right?
But here's the thing. A ref stoppage makes sense if the guy is immobile. He's dead.
Okay.
It's over.
Yeah.
He cannot move. Some big spot happens.
Right.
And he cannot move, and they're taking him away. They didn't do that.
Yeah.
So the way they ended this, at some point in the match, the crowd really turned on Seth.
Yes.
They really wanted to see Bray win this.
Yes.
And they figured out around the time that he started doing all those curb stops, oh crap. It was almost like they all telepathically knew it wasn't going to be a clean ending,
Right.
and they were going to do some bullshit finish, and everybody started rejecting all this.
I think it fell
He
into
hit him
that
with
predictability.
11 curb stomps
Yeah.
and a pedigree, and he's no selling it. And the crowd is actually liking this. He's
Right.
getting up, and he's going down,
monster.
and coming up. He's a monster. They're doing it great. There's that freaking crazy mallet.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't end it, but the fact that he used a smaller mallet ended the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he's killing him. So he's left for dead. The refs come in. I'm like, okay, ref stoppage, don't like it, whatever. And what does he do? He resurrects, hits him with a mandible claw. Why did you stop the match?
Right.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's okay. There's nothing wrong with him.
It's a little weird. The one thing that you know what would have been a better ending? And this is my fantasy book.
Yeah, you tell me, because I know what the other proposed endings were.
Okay. The better ending would have been ref stoppage.
Okay.
Right? Like full-blown ref stoppage.
Yeah.
Right? Lights come on.
The same ending? The same type of ref stoppage? Or they would have done a different spot?
I would have done it. I would have done that spot a little better with
Okay.
the hammer, right? Lights come on. They make you think something's wrong,
Okay.
right?
Cage rises.
Cage rises. Lights come on. Seth is just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Blah, 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 right? Like, oh, I messed this dude up. People from the back come out, start yelling at Seth, you know?
What the hell are you doing?
What the hell are you doing? They make it as real as possible. They strap the Fiend to a gurney, right?
Mm-hmm.
They start wheeling him out, and the gurney's gimmicked, and this dude rips it to shreds, takes out the refs, take out the medical personnel.
And he goes back in the ring.
And Seth is like, oh, man, he got me. Seth grabs the sledgehammer, runs after the Fiend. As Seth gets close, that's when you do that mandible claw ending and have Seth bleeding as the cameras go off. I think the crowd will like that a lot better than...
You just tweaked it a little.
Just tweak it a little, and then the crowd would have been like, oh, man, I thought he really was hurt. You know, they tried to take his mask off, and it's not coming off, you know?
Yeah.
Or he's got the same mask underneath.
Another mask.
And it shocks even more out of people, you know?
Yeah.
But, mad dumb. Sorry.
Mad dumb.
Sorry,
It
WWE. I
didn't-
never say this.
So,
mad dumb.
the other endings. So, by the way, this was not a Vince finish. I wanna tell you.
Really?
Yes. A lot of people think it's a Vince finish.
Uh-huh.
I was told, not so much.
Bruce Persian.
Not so much.
Paul Heyman.
Yeah, a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
So
Mad whack.
they kind of put themselves in a position where this should have been a and I'll talk about this on Patreon.
Mhm.
I think maybe we could record like a little Patreon thing and I could talk about
Sure.
it. But what they should have done originally, they should have not made this a title match. Okay, he should have said, "I don't care about the title. I'm just trying to," because his whole thing is he's just taking these guys, one by one. He's checking them off. He doesn't even care about the title.
Mhm.
Then you could have him beat him.
Right.
And you can do whatever you want. The other thing, if you're ending it that way, it has to be a real monster spot.
Right.
This was not really the spot because and also remember, the crowd
Mhm.
can't really see what's happening.
Yeah.
You have so many obstructions happening. You got the cage happening, and then you got the lights happening. You don't really see what's going on.
I wouldn't have minded a curb stomp from the cage.
On top the cage.
Or
They didn't even think about going on there.
Or like Bray on a table on the outside, and then Seth doing the
Dude, he's
climbing
doing
up
the mandible claw.
halfway. You know,
Do the crash pad under the thing. Have him fall off the thing.
Yeah.
He's doing the mandible claw. You want this to get over? Do that spot. You could have him wheeled out at that point and have him come off the gurney. Have Seth on top. Just redo that whole spot again. People would have loved it.
Or curbs the final. We don't even need the sledgehammer. The curb stomp. The final curb stomp could have been from the top rope, and you smush Bray the Fiend through the ring.
Through the ring.
That would have been cool too.
He goes, and then the next shot is he's in the Firefly Funhouse.
And then, or the ref stoppage, the cage comes up, and then you don't see what's going on under the ring.
Yeah.
You see the claw come out,
it's.
and he could pull Seth underneath.
By the way, all these ideas were all proposed.
Jeez.
The falling off the cell. They
Uh-huh.
were all concepts that they had. By the way, did you notice there were 2 chair shots to the head on this show?
No, I did not. know.
Yes.
Really?
In the Sasha match
Mhm.
and in the Bray match.
Wow.
2 protected chair shots to the head.
Put your hand up.
Bray was on the floor with his hand up, and it was a miss, right? He hit but it's still a chair shot to the head.
Yeah.
And the other one was during a Sasha match, straight to the head.
Yeah.
Protected. So interesting. That's coming back a little bit. They're realizing, listen, there's nothing wrong with doing this. There's nothing wrong with that.
Just doing that.
Put it,
Do this.
I'd rather take this than the back shots, to be honest.
It looks like you're dabbing.
I'm dabbing. I don't even know. Is that what they do?
Wow.
I don't know.
How old are you?
40. I thought it was yuck.
Yeah.
What's disappointing is that they could have done so much.
Yeah.
And but on paper, this made so much sense.
I guess
when they pitched this in the meeting, and it was said in with such passion, and then this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen. You're like, oh, you know what? This is pretty cool.
What a crappy ending.
And then it just what a crappy ending.
Sorry, I feel bad for everybody involved. I know there were chants of refund. There were chants of AEW. I know a fan got into Seth's face. At the end, and Seth was just like super emotional after a match. I feel like in the last couple
Who's a fan that's getting in his face? Come on.
In the last couple of years, I do think Seth has been on the receiving end of a lot of fan poop on live events. And
it's not his fault.
And it gets to him. But for the first time in a very long time, that ending disenfranchised me just a little bit.
A little bit.
Where I was like, I really don't want to watch Raw right now. And I was like, maybe it'll redeem itself. And then the first thing on Raw is
the Bulgarian cuck angle.
Is Bobby Lashley boning out Lana.
Why is this happening?
Honestly,
why are they doing this?
If that was your wife, wouldn't you just be like, and I would do the same thing, wouldn't you just be like, all right, man, like you can have her, and then just leave?
Yeah. Why are you getting so angry?
Yeah, and then just leave and kick it to some chicks in catering.
That's it.
it's
I find this whole thing so bizarre. Like it really, I don't even get like upset over it. It just disconnects me. I hate the whole love triangle stuff. Like, doesn't work. It doesn't work. And historically, if I'm Rusev, I would say, oh, you want me to do like some sort of marital problem angle? Nope. Not doing it. It always ends up ruining the relationship.
I also think that, I don't know if this is going to be the reveal, but I think immediately Rusev should have been like, you know what? I'm down. Let's bang my wife.
I was like, yeah, I'm okay with this. Yeah.
Like, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And then that's your tag team. It's Rusev and Bobby Lashley.
Just banging Lana.
Boning Lana.
Yeah.
No matches. Just
everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy. Everybody gets what they want. Yeah. But I think it's them trying to let's bring back stuff people like with a hot girl and like a weird angle and not realizing it's 2019 and this could be done in a million other ways.
Oh, so many different ways.
And didn't they already do this with Rusev like 40 times?
Yeah, they tried it with The Rock, right? That was like the beginning of this.
Enzo.
And then wasn't that a thing with Ziggler?
Yes.
Enzo.
Yeah. There's a couple more I want to say.
Like they just constantly go into this. They're the
go-to.
Oh, dude, the Ziggler one was the best.
Yeah.
That was really weird because they gave up on that. Right?
Yes.
Because they got engaged.
Right.
That's what happened. They got engaged and they just dropped the whole thing.
Yeah.
I still stand by the fact that she should have had a concussion and dropped the accent.
Yeah.
And then she ended up falling in love with Dolph Ziggler. And then she fell again and then realized she doesn't like Dolph Ziggler and she had the accent. And she could do back and forth. I was really into that angle.
I think she should go thicker with the accent.
Really thick.
Like super thick. Like almost incoherent. And you know what? I like Rusev a lot, man. Rusev Day. So he's on what, Flair's team now?
He's on Hogan's team.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He's on Hogan's team. So it's Team Hogan is so far Rollins and Rusev, and then Flair's team is Orton and Corbin.
Yuck.
Which I'm sure Lashley's going to be added to.
Okay, Lashley be added to that.
Right.
Who are they putting on Hogan's team?
Oh, you know that big reveal is going to be Roman.
Oh man, no! Unless you have a Roman match,
no.
Oh man,
Roman. I don't think Daniel Bryan's going to Saudi Arabia again.
No, he's probably not.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be Roman. Like Team Hogan, he's going to be like, brother, I need the big dog, brother. Roman and Undertaker.
Oh my God, yes, Taker on Team Hogan.
Yeah, Seth Rollins.
Hogan's going to definitely do something, right?
He's going to do the point. It's funny how on that promo on Raw 2 weeks ago. They both did their non-wrestling shticks. Like
did they?
Flair doing some woos, but then Hogan backing up and doing the point. And then they and then the one this drives me a little effing bonkers about wrestling fans is that people complain so much about every single thing, and people complain about why are they giving these old timers TV time. You know what the chant was during that? It was one more
match.
Like,
and do you know what the ratings were for that segment?
what?
Tremendous.
Through the roof.
It went up like through the freaking roof. I got the numbers somewhere. I forgot what it was, but I was shocked how high it went.
Do you? I personally disagree with the one more match chant. I don't want to see a Hogan versus Flair match.
I don't.
But they're gonna do stuff. I'm okay with them throwing punches and chops or whatever. But I don't want to see one last hurrah unless it's a really well done Hogan match.
You know what? Flair comes out, does the whole woo 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 thing, starts chopping Hogan. Hogan no sells it, right? Does his whole Hogan up thing, and then Flair backs up. Somebody comes in front of him, and Hogan beats up like one of the boys instead of Rick.
Hogan definitely is gonna beat up Baron Corbin.
Oh, has to.
Yeah,
has to.
So the Triple H.
Hey, hang on, Marv. $5. Love you guys. Love you, Marv.
Thanks, Marv.
Marv Fig.
Thanks,
everybody. Thank you.
I think Hogan. I think Triple H is going to be involved in this somehow.
Oh yeah, maybe he'll wrestle.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So you got like what, like a couple of weeks until this thing happens.
You got 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks. Okay.
You got that?
Yeah.
Guys, let's do your
2
questions.
Weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
3 weeks.
Maybe. I don't know.
3 weeks.
2.5 weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah. All right. I don't know what's happening.
Guys, submit your questions in the chat. This is our Q&A portion of the show. If you appreciate, if you like the show, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/MattMenPodcast. You can fund us there. $1 a month, or $5, or whatever you want to fund us. It continues us doing these shows. It encourages us to keep doing more and more. And submit your questions now. Any word on 205 Live? 205 Live is getting absorbed with NXT, the last I heard.
And Goldberg.
And Goldberg. Goldberg.
Do you care about the Matt Riddle stuff?
Honestly, I don't know how I feel about him. He's like, he means less to me than he did before he went to WWE.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know why. Maybe because they haven't done too much with him on NXT. I thought that match on NXT was phenomenal. That opening match with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
I thought that was done really well. But there's something going on there. Like, they're not pulling the trigger. They're not pulling the trigger for whatever reason. And I don't know what it is. Because the guy has the look. He's not a good promo, but that's fine.
Dude, bro. He's fine.
He's not a great promo, but he's a good worker, like solid. He has the look. Like, I don't understand. And that no shoes thing has to go.
At some point it will.
Like, that has to go.
Much like Rusev, because Rusev got hurt, remember? And then they were like, you got to wear it. Like, he can do it until he wears shoes. Until he gets hurt. The only dudes who can pull it off are Samoans.
The no shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're so thick. They're built like tanks.
Yeah.
They're not going to get hurt. They're not going to break a toe.
Yeah. What else do we have?
Is Otis the sexiest wrestler alive?
Yes.
Caleb English, when Undertaker gets inducted in the Hall of Fame, does he give his speech as Undertaker, Biker Deadman, or Mark Calloway? I think he does a full-blown entrance, and then he just goes, "Thank you."
No, he's going to wear the bandana and a suit.
Yep.
That's what he's going to do.
Go ahead. You want to do the next one?
You read them.
All right. Oh, that's right. I forgot.
I can't see.
Are you wearing your contacts?
I am, yeah, but it's all blurry. I need reading glasses. That's the problem.
Oh, you're gonna get like the Rite Aid, the double deals.
I wear the ones.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
you are old.
I am.
You can't dab. You gotta get Rite Aid reading glasses.
I don't know how to do that thing.
Oh man. All right, hang on a second. 2 questions about John Morrison.
Yeah.
1. Do you know if AEW is interested in him at all, or if they tried to sign him? 2. How would you fantasy book his return? Which brand? Well, I got your answer to that right here. Who cares?
You don't like John Morrison.
I don't care about John Morrison at all. No offense to John Morrison, but whatever, man. I don't care. He always struck me as like not just another body, but like he's super talented. He just never did it for me. He falls into that Dolph Ziggler.
The Dolph Ziggler category. I kind of get that. AEW was interested in him. WWE has been interested in him in a long time. I don't know how they're gonna book him. I have no idea where they will put him.
NXT.
No, he's going to the main roster.
NXT, dude.
No, 100% main roster.
I'm telling you, NXT. Yeah, I think they're gonna put him on NXT to team him up with Breeze and Dango, and then they're gonna face the Imperium without Walter.
I would say no.
Okay, let's agree to disagree.
Let's agree to disagree. I listen. I'm not against the idea. He's going to the main roster. I don't know where they're going to place him. You know, the thing is, we're gonna get that. Well, we're gonna get that Royal Rumble spot for sure.
Right.
We're gonna get that parkour spot. Him and Kofi might do something interesting in that spot if they're both in it.
I just want him to do the house party dance.
Oh my god.
The kid and play dance.
Yeah, that's what they should do. The kid and play dance.
Do you think AEW will do as good or better tomorrow night? I think they'll do as good.
I think they'll drop in ratings.
I think they're gonna maintain.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
When is Drew gonna return as a face?
Yeah, where is he?
I think he got hurt.
Yeah, but where? How far along is he out?
2 months maybe.
Hmm.
I think he was slated for like a December return.
I'm gonna tell you something. Drew was a big misfire for them, because this guy is everything they need.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just big dude,
Believable.
believable. He has the look.
Great promo.
They couldn't pull it.
Is AEW Full Gear going to be on traditional pay-per-view? I would assume so.
I think so, yeah, because it's on BR Live. It's 50, whatever it is.
Yeah, if you do it on BR Live, that pay-per-view is yours to keep.
Yes.
Like, you can watch it whenever you want, forever. Like, you could still go, and I bought the last one.
You can go back and watch
You
it.
can go back and watch it whenever you want, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
What if Matt is a Samoan? Maybe not. Enchante's getting old. All right. Let's see what we got here. Guys, give us your questions. This is just.
I'm going home
this is
after
just-
work, says Green Lives Matter. Miz and Morrison, give it to me.
Is Joe hurt? I don't think Joe's hurt. I think they just are probably looking for something for him.
Dude, you know that you want to talk about the most well-rounded guy on that roster?
Mhm.
Him.
Yeah.
Easy answer. Samoa Joe.
That's why him and Randy, I think, would have such a great feud.
Didn't they do it?
I think they had one match. And I want to say they had one match, and I want to say it was a screwy finish.
Yeah, but it was like not a bad match, right?
No, not at all.
Dude, the guy is 40 years old. He's at the top of his game. He's phenomenal in the ring. He's probably the best promo they have.
Yes.
Right? Give me another guy that's better promo than him.
AJ Styles.
Yeah. AEW on TSN got 109,000 viewers. What do you think they will get tomorrow? I don't know what those numbers mean on TSN.
Yeah, it's Canadian.
Like, I don't
man.
know. I don't know what Raw gets in Canada. I don't follow the numbers.
This is America, bro.
I know that the UK. I know how the UK numbers work because
Yeah.
Capital Wrestling. We're on the Fight Network.
Oh,
over
right
there.
on. Cool.
And there are some weeks where like the number 3 most watched wrestling show,
Yeah.
and that's like with like 25,000 viewers.
That's awesome.
The numbers are not that high outside the U.S. I don't know what Canada would be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Raw gets in Canada or anything like that, but I don't know if that's good or not. I got to look into that.
What happened to Liv Morgan? I think they're waiting on Ruby Riott to get better.
Repackage.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's getting repackaged. I don't know what it is, but she's getting repackaged.
Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and Ruby Riott have not been on TV in a while.
No, I think they're all going to get repackaged.
Why are 18 to 49-year-olds considered so valuable TV ratings-wise? Shouldn't 50-plus olds have more free time and resources to spend on consumption and entertainment? Children moving out of the house, etc.? I disagree with that.
So 18 to 49 is a key demo for a number of reasons. One, buying power.
Yep.
Right? On the lower end, on the, let's say, minus 34, people are married,
Right.
more disposable income. That's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go the plus 30s, a lot of disposable income.
Mhm.
Over 50, fixed income.
Yep.
You're thinking about your retirement.
Yeah.
Also, 18 to 49 is 18 to 34. I'm going to say more is the spreadability of your information. They get
Right.
passionate behind things,
Right.
and they become fans,
Right.
and then you could continue to grow that fan base. The buying power is in 18 to 49, always.
Also,
That's just how it is.
do you want your program? Do you want the programming that you like to be dedicated to 50-plus-year-olds? Because if that was the case, everything would just be old school NWA.
Yeah. Well, here's a great example. I broke down the numbers for SmackDown, right? The Friday night viewership. SmackDown was number 4 in over number 3 or number 4. I want to see number 4 for overall viewership. Do you know what the first 3 spots were?
Mm-hmm.
It was Blue Bloods, Hawaii 5-0, and the new Magnum PI on CBS.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the key demo was?
55
50 plus.
Yeah.
That was the key demo. It is those ads on those channels they're not able to get anything that resonates a big time ad. They just don't purchase. They keep it on.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. They just watch it and they forget about it the next day.
Right.
That 50 plus demo, it's the same as daytime TV.
Yep.
That's really the reality of it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about viewership and you talk about buying power and ad power, 18 to 49 is that demo that you want to be in.
You want water cooler talk.
You want water cooler talk. You want disposable income.
You want cool shit that you can get your kids.
That demo covers everybody.
Oh, absolutely. Are you guys going to watch Bound for Glory? That is a big no from me.
I'll probably watch it.
When are they going to pull the trigger on The Fiend versus Brock? Probably not for a very long time. I don't think that really matches up because The Fiend is going to be their big bad on Raw.
Yeah,
for the
but
foreseeable future.
They made the first misstep with this. I don't think they're going to do another one soon.
I don't think they hurt Bray with this. I think this definitely hurt Seth in the fans' eyes. Why do people dislike Matt Taven so much? I mean, that's pretty clear.
There's nothing. Listen, dude. There's nothing exciting about Matt Taven to me.
Rich, what did you think? Batwoman? I don't know what that means, dude. Who else watches Hawaii 5-0? Oh, CM Punk on the FS1 show.
So that's the rumor.
Almost a done deal.
Almost a done deal. I told you so. He's coming back to wrestling.
Yeah.
I told you so. Listen, he was too big of a name to not wrestle again.
Right.
And this is a great opportunity for him to kind of get his feet wet. I was told that AJ kind of is talking about coming back, and they're very open to having her back.
Oh, that's great.
So if one goes, the other one will probably go also.
Absolutely.
And that'll really bring some sort of new life to that women's division if AJ Lee goes. I think CM Punk, listen, he just needs to put on some weight right now. He's very thin.
You think he needs to bulk up a little bit?
I think he's going to bulk up. I think he's going to start. Listen, he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He could be a dick. You could say whatever you want about him, but he's a very smart guy.
Question: how long before SmackDown has guests from regular Fox shows? When is there going to be a Bart Simpson run-in? I would love that. I would love a backstage interaction where they superimpose Bart Simpson talking to Braun Strowman,
telling him to eat his shorts.
Yeah, eat my shorts, man.
I would love that. A Family Guy. Peter
so
Griffin.
Good. So good.
Yeah.
Isn't the WWE audience age something like 50 years already? That's great.
No, the key. Their viewership is getting older.
I think he was being sarcastic.
No, it is getting older, the viewership. But as far as attendance go, it's pretty young.
Here's a good question.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the new Raw commentary team?
I'm giving them time, but I have to tell you, it's getting a little rougher than better.
It's bland. It's not bland, but like if you close your eyes, it sounds like Cole. And also, if you've ever played any of the 2K games and they have that
You tweeted that? Absolutely perfect. Tell them what you mean by this.
It's canned commentary during the wrestling games. Like everything is such a blanket term where, let's say, when it was the King and JR doing the commentary on the 2K games, even with the Cole stuff, let's say you do like a plancha outside or whatever, it'll be King going, "Ha, what a great move. I've never seen that before." And then Cole saying like, "Oh my God, what," and it's just such blanket terms to not really define the action in the ring, which is definitely a McMahon mandate, because if you ever watch old McMahon commentary, that's how he commentated. Never calls a move.
Yeah.
It's a little dry. It's very bland, and there's no life to it.
There's no life to it. There's no, and King is trying the most. I think Lawler's trying the most to get something going. By the way, McMahon is not feeding any lines. It's Michael Cole.
Wow, King is also coming across very outdated.
It should have been Tom Phillips.
Yes, 100%.
I think it should have been Tom Phillips in that role. I did like SmackDown had a 2-man booth.
Yes.
I was told because the third person, they are going to bring in a third person.
Name the Jericho faction.
Oh, Bubbly Inc.
Yeah, Bubbly Inc.
Yeah.
I like the Jericho
Bubbly Incorporated?
Bubbly Incorporated.
Yeah.
So dumb. Let's see. Well, which new stage set do you like more, Raw, SmackDown, or Dynamite? I like the
SmackDown looks
SmackDown
good.
set.
I like them all, to be honest. SmackDown's probably first.
Yeah.
The Dynamite set is fine. I don't mind the chandelier anymore. I hated it at first.
I'm not. I've grown to dislike it.
You don't like you've grown to dislike it.
grown
You've
to
gone in
dislike
the
it.
opposite way with the chandelier.
I really started liking it, and now I'm like, that needs
I
to
love
go.
chandeliers, by the way.
I know
think
you
that's
do.
why. I have a chandelier in my bedroom.
I know you do. About a month ago, I was like, "What are you doing this afternoon?" And no joke, you said, "I have to install a chandelier in my bedroom."
Yeah.
It sucks that it's only 6 inches off your bed. But
Yeah. I hit my head on it every time.
The other day, I wrote, "I like the SmackDown stage. It looks like a bunch of angry letter C's yelling at each other," which is true. It's like,
Yeah.
some dum-dum was like, "Yo, why are you tweeting that?"
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, he meant C words.
Well, I meant the letter C.
He meant what? C word?
I don't know. Whoever it was clearly can't read. Is NXT going to get a new set, or are they going to give them one of the old ones? Yeah, they're going to give them an old set.
They just get like the one from the 90s?
They're going to get the fist
Yeah.
with the NXT tattooed on the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think NXT needs it. I think NXT is their best DIY promotion because not a lot is going into the aesthetic of that show, and I think it looks great. They don't need to do all the LED nonsense. That's what drove me crazy about Raw this weekend. Too much LED stuff. Like everything is LED, and I'm not
a lot of LED.
I'm not a fan of the red gel on the crowd at all.
The red gel is weird on the crowd. I think the SmackDown set is the best one. I do like AEW's. NXT's my least liked.
Okay.
But they're gonna wake up. They're gonna realize that this isn't working. They're gonna start doing some touring dates.
All right,
they're gonna have to.
This guy's asked this question 25 times.
Which one?
Archdeep. How would you book Ring of Honor right now?
No, I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I don't even know where to begin with them.
Who's the champ right now?
Bandito? Who's their champion?
Roosh.
Yeah. Roosh is the champion. Listen, much better pick to go with Roosh than Matt Taven.
Yeah.
And Roosh is now, I guess, States exclusive, right?
I
And
think
doing some Crash.
I think he has to change his name now.
Roosh.
Yeah. He could just change it to R.
No, I think he can keep his name.
No, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they came down on him, and they came down on somebody.
Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
Dragon Lee got fired for no reason, but that's going to be weird because Roosh doesn't want to go to Japan. He's fine not doing Japan, but Dragon Lee and New Japan have a really good relationship.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the CMLL thing is going to play a big part in this.
Yeah. The CMLL thing with his name is very interesting because Rush can just like change his name to anything else. Like
The dude is great.
I don't think anybody in Ring of Honor, anybody watching Ring of Honor will mind if he changes his name.
I think he's WWE bound, to be honest.
How long did he sign his contract for?
I don't think it's a very long contract, but the dude is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think what happened to Andrade?
Yeah, where has he been?
Andrade and Aleister Black are just like, I know he had that promo last night.
Weird.
And
mishandled, misfired.
The return of the Bollywood Boys.
Oh, dude, what the hell was that? I couldn't believe that.
Big fan.
Big fan of it? Oh, man.
Who do you think should win the Rumble this year? You mean next year? And who does he or she wrestle at Mania?
First of all, I need to know what kind of snacks you like. That's what I need to know first. Second,
I don't think
who do you think?
I don't think that's the same guy you're thinking of.
I think it is.
I don't think so.
It's not?
No, I don't think so.
I think it is.
I don't think so.
I think he likes snacks too.
I don't think that's him.
What do you think? Who do you think gets it this year?
Finn Balor.
Balor is in NXT. He's not gonna.
Why not?
Because they're doing a whole program with him in NXT.
Pop that ratings, man. Ciampa.
I'm gonna go
Balor, Ciampa, and Cole. I want to have a crazy triple threat. I want to say Balor with the Rumble or the Miz.
I'm gonna go
Potato chips.
with. Let me think about this. Give me a second. I'm gonna give you a good one. I'm gonna give you one that's unpredictable. I'm gonna go with Roman Reigns.
Unpredictable.
I don't know. I actually have not. I have not even thought about Royal Rumble. I have not even thought about the main event of WrestleMania this year.
Mark Largent, thank you for the donation.
$5. Thank you,
Much
Mark.
appreciated. I think because they're on Fox now, I think they should incorporate sound effects and have a soundboard for the moves that the guy does, the moves that the guys do. So like when Roman does this thing, it should go like.
Any more questions? Then we're gonna wrap it up.
All right, guys.
Oh, have you heard Orange Podcast? I have yet to listen to it. I got to hear it.
It should be called A Yarn with Arn.
A Yarn with Arn. I like that name. I like that. By the way, the Yokozuna one that Conrad did with Bruce, very good.
I'm a little behind on those.
Are you? What are you up to right now? Because there's a whole bunch of good ones.
I jump around. But
I like the Yoko one.
I haven't listened to it in quite some time. Actually,
you know what I was thinking? Like, so the whole thing with Yokozuna was that he was supposed to drop all that weight. He had a problem dropping the weight. And let's say he came back in '99.
Okay.
Right? Or 98.
Like thin Yoko?
He would have been, he would have been under 400 pounds at that point, right? Like he would have been Rikishi sized. Imagine Yoko in a feud with Steve Austin.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? Like there's so many of those what ifs that don't exist anymore.
When did Yoko die?
Yoko died 2000.
Okay.
He did that. Remember, his last thing was the that terrible 99 pay-per-view that the last time people saw him.
Was that when he was like very heavy?
It was him and Jake Roberts.
Oh, I don't remember.
You don't remember that?
No.
That Heroes of Wrestling thing? You want 21, I got 22. Jake Roberts was pissed drunk.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, it was abysmal. Look it up. Heroes of Wrestling. Yoko was totally he was way too big.
Was this a WWE event? Or was this like an offshoot? Heroes of Wrestling 99 to 2000.
Yeah, 99. It was an offshoot. It was an offshoot. Legends of Wrestling. Was it Legends?
No, you were right.
Heroes of Wrestling.
So last major appearance for Yokozuna was October 1999's Heroes of Wrestling.
Yeah.
Good memory. You have a weird wrestling.
I do have a weird wrestling. I ordered this pay-per-view. I watched it on pay-per-view.
He was 760 pounds at the time.
Yeah.
And he intentionally getting bigger he wanted to be 850 pounds.
That's not true.
This is what it says in the Wikipedia.
Yeah, I know.
Yokozuna was scheduled to take on King Kong Bundy. However, Jake Roberts was scheduled to face Jim Neidhart in the other main event match. Came to the ring intoxicated and in no condition to wrestle.
So they made it a tag match.
Wow. Ordered Yoko to team with Roberts against Bundy and Neidhart, and Yoko lost.
We did also see one of the last Tully Blanchard matches on that card, and it was really good. Who did Tully face? Tully Blanchard!
I gotta look this up because I don't
Heroes of
think
Wrestling?
I ever watched this. Let's see.
Heroes of Wrestling.
So you had the Samoan SWAT team versus Marty Jannetty and Tommy Rogers, Greg Valentine versus George Steele. Wow. Too Cold Scorpio versus Julio Fantastico. The Bushwhackers beat the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov.
Yep.
Tully Blanchard defeated Stan
I have to tell you, not a bad match, that Tully match.
Wow.
I think that might have been the last televised Tully match.
Abdullah the Butcher versus One Man Gang.
Yeah, weird match.
Jimmy Snuka versus
Bob Orton Jr.
Bob Orton with Captain Lou versus Bob Orton Jr. and Neidhart and Bundy versus Roberts and Yoko.
Weird ass pay-per-view.
What would the equivalent of this be today?
Oh my God. I don't even know.
Scott Steiner would be involved.
Scott Steiner would be involved.
Imagine it's just the dudes who aren't signed with anybody.
Yeah, but a lot of these guys are in way better shape now.
Shane Douglas
would be on the
Sabu, definitely.
Sabu, RVD.
A lot of the ECW guys.
Yeah. Tommy Dreamer would be in a match.
What's his name? The vampire guy, Kevin Thorne. These guys got to make money somehow, man. Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah, I remember watching this. I remember thinking that Tully match was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, holy crap, Tully looks great.
And all these matches were like under 10 minutes, except for the main.
Listen here, Tully Blanchard!
Oh my God. So not New Jack, definitely. I think WWE needs to rehire New Jack.
Okay, I would have loved to see New Jack in WWE.
Yes.
I would have liked to see New Jack versus Vince McMahon.
Oh my God.
That would have been the match I want to see. So I want to go back to the Yoko thing. That is probably the only era, right? And I would love to do this on Patreon again, where we kind of I want to do we have a couple drinks.
Sure.
And we just start doing the what ifs because there were so many what ifs in that era. And so much had to happen in order for us to get to the Attitude Era. Even down to the fact that everything changed from 1993 affected 1997 and 1998.
Right.
It doesn't work like that anymore. Things that happened in 2011 are not really playing a part in today's wrestling because people are not as pivotal in the role that they're in as much as they were then. Like Hogan beats Yoko at that WrestleMania when Brett loses, right?
Okay.
Hogan then drops the title at King of the Ring to Yoko.
Uh-huh.
All of that was supposed to be leading up to a Bret Hart and Hulk Hogan match at SummerSlam 93.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, that didn't happen. Hogan left. Here comes Lex Luger. Luger was supposed to get the title.
Right.
People don't realize that. They were
Right.
testing this. I mean, there are photos with him at house shows with the WWE title to see what the reaction would be. And Vince would have the announcer introduce him as the World Wrestling Federation champion just to hear the reaction.
He was primed to be their guy.
If Lex had signed that contract, right? Because he left in 95.
Yeah.
If he renewed for 3 years, 96, 97, 98.
Yeah.
Okay? Lex Luger would have been there in 1998. Just imagine
Mm-hmm.
him, 3-time champion, him and Taker, him and Brett, him and Austin. Oh, there's so many pivotal parts here that play into all of this
Mm-hmm.
that it's ridiculous. Taker getting injured at that point.
That's right.
And having to go away. That played a big part in this.
I think it's interesting too with the Luger thing because I think the only one out of those guys who could pull a match out of him would be Brett.
Yeah, Brett would have been able to. Brett could have pulled a match out of everybody.
Right. Because I think the fascinating thing between Luger, a guy like Luger and a guy like Sting, is that they had these feuds with Ric Flair and the dudes who shined them up, who were like the most amazing mechanics in the world, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I think a Luger Austin, I think that would have been a cluster F.
Of
Same
course.
thing, you know.
Of course it would have been. But the era...
Luger Shawn Michaels.
Oh, my God. I think we did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've seen Luger Shawn. But the era... like people don't... I really would like to do a piece on 1993 because I think that was probably the most pivotal year in the industry because that started the tremendous decline.
Yeah.
But so many things happened from 92 to 94
Yeah.
that played the biggest part in 98, 97, 98, 99
Oh, yeah.
in that boom period.
Do you think that we're experiencing that now between 2018 and 2019?
I think we're going to have a lot of these now between AEW and people going over and people coming over and NXT. I think there's going to be a lot of these stories, but it's fascinating to think one guy leaving created such a spiral. Like 1997, Vince deciding to screw Brett.
Yeah.
Brett going to WCW.
Mhm.
Sean hurting his back.
Yeah.
Austin, by a miracle, getting over by himself. Them deciding that he's the guy.
Right.
Having no heels to feud with him.
Right.
So now Vince has to play the part. That Vince thing blows up. Vince was never supposed to be the top heel in the territory.
Nor did he want to.
They were looking at Dan Severn. They were looking at Ken Shamrock at one
Dan
point. They were
Severn.
looking at Shawn coming back because Shawn was going to come back.
Yeah.
They were looking at Dr. Death. Yoko, if he was going to come back, he was going to feud with Austin. There's so many things that never happened that led us to where we are. And all this plays a part in The Rock. If none of this happened, The Rock would have never gotten the opportunity. Hunter would have never gotten the opportunity. Probably not as soon. It's a miracle that everything lined up. And that's the difference between today and then.
Well, it doesn't mirror anything, but the 2018-2019 spectrum is, and I tweeted this out the other day. Cody leaving and getting introduced to the
Trigger
Bucks,
the whole thing. That's the story.
right?
Yeah.
Cody leaving and Kevin Owens introducing him to the Bucks is the start of this whole thing.
Also, you have to remember, Cody was leaving wrestling for a while.
Right.
He was doing the indie thing a little bit, and it was almost a charity case he was doing. He was just doing it for like the fans, but his plan was to become an actor. He had done multiple interviews saying, yeah, I'm going to wrestle, but it's not going to be my thing. I want to get into acting.
But he also did, I think you're thinking about Damien Sandow.
No. Cody, that was specifically for Cody, because I remember that Evolve show that we went and we saw him at. He was not going to do a lot of dates after that.
He had the list, though, and he followed through with 99% of them, I think. But him leaving, getting introduced to the Bucks by Kevin Owens, doing the Bullet Club thing, and that's it. And then the bet with Meltzer.
The $1 bet with Dave. Yeah.
And then just careening through the independents, and now we're at a TV show every week with another one coming and selling out arenas and having
Amazing.
Jericho, Mox, like all these the talent.
had to line up. Everything had to line up. That's the big lineup.
Very
story.
fascinating.
Yeah. I think that story's still being told. You know,
Yeah.
we'll see in like 3-4 years. We'll really have the answer to that. You know, but time to wrap it up.
No, I'm just thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
It's,
Okay,
it's
let's
a lot
do
of
a
fun.
thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. There you go.
Our thumbs
All
up's kiss.
All right. That's it for this week. Guys, go to our website, gfknetwork.com. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to us on all the platforms. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. Subscribe to us on audio, video. Follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at Andrew Zarian. You can follow Rich, BTC Rich.
Yeah, baby.
And Matt Men Podcast. Our Facebook group, our Discord. We have conversations happening everywhere. It's a lot of fun here. So I enjoyed this show. Today was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
And we'll see you all next time. Take care.
Later, guys.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
I got to do What the Tech now. If you like technology, come say hello to our What the Tech people.
What's up, dudes? We're talking about Linux.
Talking about Linux. We're talking about Red Hat,
We're talking
IBM.
about Windows 95, dude.
I would love to talk about Windows 95. By the way, my memory of 92 to 95, perfect.
That's when you stopped doing drugs.
That's when I wasn't doing drugs. Yeah.
You like conspiracy
Conspiracy theories? I love conspiracy theories.
right?
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
I discovered
Yeah.
a good one.
Ooh, tell me.
Google this. POLY.
Uh-huh.
BOR.
Uh-huh.
IUS.
Polyborus? But no, BIOUS? Polyboyus. Urban legend.
Video apparently.
It's a fictional arcade game, the subject of an urban legend that emerged in the early 2000s. It served as inspiration for several free and commercial games of the same name. The legend describes the game as part of a government-run, crowd-funded psychological experiment from Portland.
Yeah, I found out about this morning.
I got to read about this.
It's apparently the legend is that these mysterious boxes were showing up
In arcades?
in arcades, and these dudes would come and take the data from it, and the game was so unique that it would cause seizures, it would cause addiction.
I got to find out about this.
Suicides in a few cases.
I got to read this.
You got,
I'm all in.
I know you like.
I'm all in. All right, guys. If you guys want to join me in about like 45 minutes, I'm going to be on the What the Tech channel, youtube.com/whatthetech podcast. Yeah, youtube.com/whatthetech podcast. And then I'm going to be doing the tech show there. All right, guys. See you next time. Thank you.